folks, so the day has come. We're going to finally season our silverback here so we can start barbecuing and getting some food going. According to the video and according to the manual, it calls for obviously to remove the internal components, clean up the cooking grate with a little bit of mild soap and water, fill up the hopper with pellets, plug it into a 110 grounded outlet, and obviously keep these internal components removed, turn the grill on. The igniter will turn red, don't touch it. Once the pellets have traveled through the auger, through the tube, and have roughly started to dropping, turn the grill off. Place the components back in, turn the grill on, and essentially put it up to 450 for 45 minutes. So that's exactly what we're going to do now. On a side note, disregard any noises you may or may not hear in the background, because quite literally, they're building a house. Our house is right next to mine. So, here we go. On a side note, the pellets that I'm going to use for this are these Traeger pecan pellets. Now, there have been some kind of issues, problems with these pecan pellets, and I've done a little bit of research, and what I found out is what Traeger uses as their base wood for their pellets is alder wood, alder, A-L-D-E-R, instead of oak. Alder burns quicker, it heats up faster, and from what I read and have seen guys said in their own videos saying that their cookers fluctuate in temp a lot. And so I reached out to Grilla Grills and told them about that, and I asked them if the idea of using these pecan pellets, these Traeger pellets, for the seasoning process, or if I'm doing steaks hot and fast, would be a good idea. They said yes, that'd be a great idea, because simply put, because I already had them, and plus because they burn quicker, which means it's going to get hotter quicker, and essentially we're not cooking anything, we're not smoking anything, we're just seasoning the grill right now. So I'm only going to load this hopper up mildly, just to fill it up enough to get the seasoning going, and so that the grill has enough to season, and after that I'm going to do some steaks or something like that. But just want to give you guys a heads up on that. That's what I'm doing. So, stay. Okay, so guys, you guys should definitely be able to see down in there. Pellets have begun to drop. It's been running for about 2.5 minutes or so now. The instructions say that the igniter should turn a light red pink. Obviously, don't touch it, it's hot. But once pellets have begun to drop, after between 2 to 4 minutes, turn it off and put it up to 450. Turn it off, turn it back on, put it up to 450. According to the video, they let quite a few pellets fall in there, so I'm gonna give it a little more time to get a few more pellets down in there, and then I'm gonna turn it off and turn it back on, and then we'll go from there. So stand by. Okay, folks, so as you guys can see, I got the internal components reinstalled. Okay, you should have been able to see a little bit of a smoke already starting to come out of it. It is filled up with these Traeger pecan pellets, and once the seasoning is done, we will transition to another type of pellet. But for right now, We're gonna let this baby run for 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, so stand by and we'll check in on the silverback in a little while. All right. Okay, guys, silverback has seasoned for an hour or 45 minutes to an hour now, and a couple things I want to show you guys that I've noticed in that time. You guys, let me bring you in closer. Just so you guys know, that is that's the temperature of the grill right now. If I press the up, green light would flash to show what the grill's set temp is supposed to be. Like I set it to 450, but if I press this up, hang on, because see, as you guys can see, the grill is up to 455, not just from the heating, just from the dropping the pellets and getting hot. But I press that up arrow, you can see green light flashes and stays at 450 because that's what I have it set to. Now, one thing that I did notice is that this grill will fluctuate in temp. It will jump up and then come back down. It'll spike up, it'll jump up 15, 20 degrees, and it will come back down to the temp. As you guys can see, it's at 460 now. It'll jump up in temp to combat the wind or the coolness wherever you're living at. So now that the seasoning is done, you guys might be able to hear that rumble. But like I said, nothing to really see. The grill is seasoned. Something else that I did notice, there is a nice little gap. Let me see if I can get this to focus in. About a half of an inch gap. Yeah. About a half of an inch gap or so. Maybe 3/4 of an inch gap. When I first got it yesterday, it was coming in and closing all the way, like pretty much like so. But now with it heating, it's expanded out. So I'll have to contact Grilla Grills and see what's what with that. But other than that, there's nothing else that I've noticed. Like I said, I did start off with those Traeger pecan pellets. I've since, after it's seasoned all the way, I made sure to essentially run it all the way till I could see the auger. Not empty, but I ran it down to where there's barely any pellets left. And then I added in my hickory pellets. Wife says she wants a steak today, and I agree. I kind of want a steak this morning. It's a little early, but hey, it's never a bad time for steak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the temp down to we'll do 225. And we're going to smoke these steaks to about 130, 135 internal temp. Nice medium on the inside. No, actually, we'll do 125, and then we'll crank this bad boy back up to 500, and you get a nice sear on it. But like I said, you should be able to hear that little growl, a little rumble. But you guys can kind of see. That's just the lid because it's not closed all the way. And that's probably why the temp fluctuates so much, is because it's such a gap right here in the front that it gets cool, then it pumps back up to the temp that it needs to be at. So, gonna help it out a little bit, let it air out just a little bit so that the temp can come down so I can get my steaks on. And that's it for this season video. The next video that I'm gonna do, guys, is me smoking these steaks. Okay, so stand by, guys, for that, and hope to see you in the next one. All right. Thanks for watching. You guys be safe out there. I hope if you just bought a silverback, hope you enjoy it. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.